Oh, hello. The long-suffering Camry is back. And we have a lot of work to do on this thing because we have an upcoming 3,000-mile round trip to Austin, Texas. I'm gonna go through a cowboy phase hard. Now, I know you're probably thinking, maintenance on a Camry? What are you talking about? All you're supposed to do is change the oil every 15,000 miles, never touch any of the other fluids, drive on bald tires, and blow the thing up at 120K and just buy a new one. Now, unfortunately, I have something called autism. Specifically, a special flavor where I have taken my dad's entire maintenance history and put it into a binder, complete with binder protector covers. For the past, 8 years since this car was new, since he bought it in 2017? See, this is not a neglected vehicle by any means. I mean, we've got the window sticker from when this thing was new. We've got extensive dealership service history. But if we keep making our way onto the back here, Now, I don't want to just shit on a company that could probably afford to sue my entire ass out of existence. I also don't want to disparage or shit on anybody that's either working there or maybe wants to work there. Maybe this is your foot in the door working as a lube tech, getting into the auto industry. I'm noticing here at the bottom, just now, it says, we employ ASE certified technicians. That's great, that's good, more power to you. However, unfortunately, my specific brand of autism flares up pretty bad when I see certain things. Pop quiz time. What type of coolant goes in a Toyota Camry? Is it A, generic fucking yellow coolant, or B, the proper Toyota super long life coolant that's bright hot pink? Correct, the generic yellow coolant, at least according to this invoice. Because unfortunately for tire discounters, they have included the part number under the item column, and it's let me go back and research every single part that they put on this car, and charged my dad $520 to do. Category 1, heating and cooling services, Valvoline Max Life Antifreeze / Coolant, item number 719004. Look that up on Google. That's the generic yellow coolant. Wrong. Try again. Cooling system flush kit, VP005. Look that up on Google. Radiator super cleaner and the water pump lubricant and protector. Yeah, you're probably gonna need that shit in about 20,000 miles if you keep putting the yellow coolant in there. Fuel system service. PFI First Defense Kit, 884531. Intake cleaner. Professional cleaning treatment designed to remove hard to reach engine deposits in gasoline engines. $80 fucking for intake cleaner. What was the mileage? 120. $80 for intake cleaner on a 120,000 mile Camry? Oh, wait, no. Then $50 to spray it in the intake. Okay. Here's the grand finale. Serpentine belt. K060494. It is an $18 belt that you can buy from Walmart or AutoZone that they charged $70 for. Then to install it, which I'm assuming is R&R drive belt, $105. So, to summarize this brilliant tune-up we've just performed, we put the incorrect yellow coolant into a system designed for the bright pink SLLC. We put a borderline snake oil radiator cleaner into the system that you're gonna need not now, but in about 50,000 miles if you keep running the wrong coolant. We put a glorified intake cleaner in, which no further comment on. And we put a $18 serpentine belt from Walmart, which we charged $70 for and charged $105 to put on. We employ ASE certified technicians. It says right there in the bottom corner of the paper. ASE certified means putting generic yellow coolant into a system. Hello? Now, like the massive nerd I am, I went straight to the Toyota dealership and got OEM parts for the car. An OEM intake filter, an OEM cabin air filter, and the magical, proper Toyota super long life coolant. Now, admittedly, I have neglected this for a while. Job done. Next up, cabin air filter. Drop the glove box, toss aside the expired insurance, pull out your cabin air filter. Stick it in the reverse. I didn't do it. Retrieve our expired insurance, toss it back in, close up the glove box. Job done. I'm about to pass out. I'm gonna go home and eat something, get my blood sugar back up to where it needs to be. Meanwhile, this thing can cool off. All right, we're back. I've had dinner. I've changed into my work clothes. Our specified capacity is 7.3 liters, which is just under 2 gallons. So I bought 2 gallons of official Toyota super long life coolant. However, we're not going straight to this. No, instead, I bought 8 gallons of distilled water from the childcare section of Walmart. When you're doing a flush, it's important to use distilled water because you don't want all the random minerals and stuff and chlorine from city tap water going through your block and your radiator because corrosion and stuff and things. I have 8 gallons, probably way more than we need, but I will be trying to flush this system until it is as clear as possible. I have a spare 16-quart oil pan, so hopefully that'll be enough. No, it won't. There's that. Okay. Piece of vinyl hose. See if we can get this on here. One hand. Ow, fuck. There we go. You're gonna wanna pop the radiator cap so that the coolant actually drains out the bottom. There we go. Opening the drain cock. Okay, I should have clarified, the shop didn't even do a proper flush. They just topped it off with yellow coolant, which is even lazier and just unbelievable. So that's why it is like a yellowish tinged pink when it's draining out. Great job, guys. I'm bored. All right, so with our coolant pretty much drained out, our fucking incorrect garbage pretty much drained out, I think I have found the correct fitting. So I think that goes there, and then that goes on here. And then this goes like so. Remember to close up the drain cock on the bottom so that your distilled water doesn't just piss all over the floor. Here I'm trying to extract the remaining coolant from the overflow reservoir, but because I'm a literal genius, when I used this hand pump the last time, I used it to extract gasoline, and I didn't clean it out. So now the internal seals are completely broken, and I've destroyed the pump. Good job. We will literally manually drain it. I cleaned it up a little bit with some paper towel and a old toothbrush, and I rinsed it out with some of that distilled water. Okay, in my usual autistic fashion, I've blown through probably about 20 to 30 minutes trying to find the proper torque spec for this stupid fucking bolt. Does it matter? No. Am I gonna be able to sleep better at night? Absolutely. Yeah, the beautiful irony about that is I literally went to bed that night thinking, laying awake, how am I gonna fix the thing that I fucked up because I actually did the wrong thing? You're gonna see in about 3 seconds. 26 foot-pounds, which seems like a lot. Yep, just snapped it. That's good. Okay, so that's a perfect example of me. Yep. Cross-threaded. That's really good. So I guess that's permanently installed. Genius. Yeah, so what happened? I wasn't even in the right part of the factory service manual. I misidentified the bolt and I was looking at a completely wrong section, completely wrong torque spec. It's only supposed to be like 6 or 7 Newton meters. Here's a live reenactment of me realizing that. Genius. On the plus side, we have finished draining all the garbage piss coolant out of the system so we can start adding our nice, pure, clean distilled water so we can start working that through the system. Search 20 minutes for your keys. Hello, car. All right, so in real life, I babbled on for quite a while here, but all you're doing, you're getting the engine up to operating temperature. The thermostat opens at a certain, I think it's like 80 to 84 degrees. Once the thermostat opens, the coolant starts going through your heater core, which is the thing under your dash. So everything in the system is opened up, everything is flowing. That happens at operating temperature, and you want to leave the engine running until it reaches operating temperature, because then that'll get all the stuff out of the stuff. Oh, in the process of getting the engine up to operating temperature, I gave a few blips of the throttle that helps the water pump sort of push the coolant through the system. Yeah, sure, good. Oh, also, make sure to actually turn the climate control to full heat because that'll actually activate, quote unquote, activate the heater core so that it'll actually turn on, quote unquote, that part of the system. That's what'll, quote unquote, make the coolant flow through the thing. Can you tell I'm ASC certified? You can see how pink the supposed to be distilled water is getting there in the fill funnel. Yeah, that's probably because once the engine's up to operating temperature, that leftover garbage piss coolant in the heater core, that's finally circulating through the system, etc., etc. That's why we got to flush this a few times. Also, even though I've got the garage door wide open, I've got a carbon monoxide detector, so I'll keep that within my person. Safety third. Upper radiator hose is getting a lot warmer. Starting to get, ooh, it's starting to get hot. Good, that's good. Like a super hot cup of coffee when you can barely hold the cup. That's what the upper rad hose is starting to feel like. Good, finally. I'm gonna gently massage it, try to get some of the bubbles out. So I've got this OBD2 reader here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a live readout of my engine temperature. There we go. Hell yeah. ECT, 87. With the engine up to operating temperature on this first round of distilled water, that means our thermostat is completely open, means the entire loop is circulating, and we can now drain our tainted distilled water.
Round 2. Bloop. 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 Oh,
I'm working on my car at midnight. I'm losing my mind.
drink up, little buddy.
And we shall do it again. I think you get the picture by now. I'm gonna keep doing this until we get clear-ish fluid, and I will see you back when it's time to actually put the proper SLLC in. It only took one more round of distilled water, actually, before we got a nice, clear, clean piss out the bottom of the car, which means it's finally time to put the proper SLLC in.
Distilled water is drained. Drain cock is cocked.
It's about 50 degrees in the shop right now, so all the warm distilled water is gently steaming like warm piss. Warm piss on a winter's eve. Time for the real shit.
Zinc.
Ooh, beautiful pink coolant. God, look at that beautiful color. Why is that such a beautiful color? Oh my God.
Gloop.
I'll tell you why it's a pretty pink color. It's to motivate you, because everybody wants to put pretty pink coolant in their Toyota Camry instead of that stupid garbage piss yellow generic coolant. It's really simple. Yellow equals piss equals wrong. Pretty pink equals good. Also, if you take fucking 2 seconds to type it into Google, what type of coolant does it take, it'll tell you. Okay, give the upper rad hose one last squeeze. No major bubbles coming out. Heat is nice and hot. Maintaining a consistent 84, between 81 to 84 Celsius on our scanner here. I think we just did a my first ever successful coolant flush. Yeah. All right, it is past 1 a.m. in the morning, you know, as opposed to 1 a.m. in the afternoon. Please don't make too much of a mess. No use wasting good OEM coolant. We will use this to fill up muy bueno. Pure chance. Look at that. Landed it. That's called ASC certified. God damn, I'm good. Shit. Put our radiator cap back on. Boom. And with that, I'm going to clean up, go home, go to bed, and come back to this tomorrow when I can think straight and when the engine is not 3,000 degrees so I can drain the oil. Oil change time, 0W20. It's what the engine takes. OEM Toyota oil filter. Please don't buy Fram. A specific tool for getting the oil filter off. A drain plug gasket. Probably a breaker bar with extension for getting the oil filter off. 14 millimeter either wrench or socket for getting the oil drain plug off. And if you're autistic, and if you really care, a torque wrench. First up, crack this so it actually drains. Is there a fucking reason this won't? Oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with these stupid fucking canister filters? Wow. Hi guys, I'm back. I've got a really good attitude this time. Now if I can just figure out how to get an actual gasket scraper that my mom got me for Christmas. Thanks, Mom. That is very stuck on there. Why?
Why do you not come off?
It should not be this hard to get off a fucking... It should not be this hard to get a oil fucking gasket thing off. What is going on? That's fine. I want to spend all night here. That was my goal. That's fine. A hammer and chisel to fucking change your oil. So add that to the list. Fucking Toyota. That's like welded on there. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking welded on there. Get out of here, jackass. Razor blade and a hammer to change the fucking goddamn oil. Even that's not getting it off. Something is seriously fucking wrong with this. Trying to hammer a fucking razor blade onto an oil pan. What the fuck? Just to change the fucking oil? Replace this O-ring. There's an O-ring under here that you replace. This gets torqued to 10 foot-pounds. This entire assembly gets torqued to 18 foot-pounds. The factory service manual that I'm literally reading on my laptop right now calls for 30 fucking foot-pounds for this fucking drain plug. What? So we're gonna do 15. We're gonna start at 15, we're gonna feel it out, and we're gonna go from there. Make sure to use clean, fresh oil on the new fucking O-rings, blah, blah, blah. Put this fucking bullshit in. New thing, put new fucking oil on it. Make sure your gloves are clean. Put it on the drain plug bolt this way. I've put on screen how to do it. Take your torque wrench that I put at 15 foot-pounds because 30 fucking foot-pounds on the drain plug. Are you kidding me? I might as well take an impact wrench to it. Here's 15. You know what, we'll do 20. We'll fucking do 20. There, that's all you fucking get. Set your torque wrench to 18 foot-pounds. Move on to this stupid thing. The oil canister fucking whatever. Torque that bitch to 18. Switch back to your 3/4 drive. Jump down to 10 foot-pounds. Torque the little bottom silver piece to 10. Right there. Take a nap and give up on your life. Take your 0W20 oil, or whatever oil weight your engine requires. Pour it in the funnel. Now, again, in the factory service manual, the official stated capacity is 4.6 quarts, but I've always found that a straight 5 puts it right on the fill line. So I don't know where they're getting the 4.6 from. Sure. Replace filler cap. Click. Nice. And now with the coolant properly flushed, we can install the under tray. Click. Oh, I forgot to torque this one. Click, click, click. Click, click, click. Bueno. No bolts left. ASC certified. The only thing that's left, bleed the tires and rotate the brakes. Hello, hi, we're back. Day 3. I lied. We're not quite done with the oil change yet. Yes, we changed the oil. Yes, we changed the filter, but we've not fired off the engine yet because we need to build oil pressure. How do we do that? Well, there's a couple different ways. We can disconnect sparkles so that it doesn't fire off, but you'll still have the fuel injectors spraying down the walls of the cylinder with fuel. Come over to the fuse box in your engine bay. Open it up. According to my official Toyota training, sorry, I mean ChatGPT, we can pull a big old 30 amp fucker called EFI main number 1. This is a fuse that controls the injectors, the fuel pump. I'll put a diagram up on screen showing everything. At least according to the factory service manual. What does this do? Why are we pulling the fuse? Glad you asked. Without the fuse in here, the fuel pump can't pump, so there will be no fuel going to the engine. So the engine will not fire off, so we can fucking get oil pressure going through all the galleries and all the different fucking shit and stuff. I'll put on screen what I'm talking about, and we won't have nasty engine clatter because we don't have fuel pressure through the engine. Does that make sense? None of that's gonna make the edit. Then get into your car, hold the throttle pedal all the way down, and then try to crank it, and it'll apparently go into some fucking like flood clearing mode or something. I don't fucking know, but apparently it won't fire off. Give the starter a break. Let's crank it again. Cool. Round 3. Okay, that feels horrible, but apparently that's enough to cycle all the oil through all the galleries and stuff and things. Let's go plug the fuse back in. In you go. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but a couple more things came alive. So that's probably our injectors and the fuel pump or something, or things waking back up. So now when we crank it again with our foot on the brake and not flooring the pedal like a normal person, hopefully there will not be a ton of top end clatter for the first second because we will have some oil actually through the engine. Yes, that is what it should sound like. That is exactly what it should sound like. It should fire straight off right like that. No top end clatter. Oh yes, cool. I wasn't sure if that was gonna work. It's the first time I've done it properly. Insert clip here of the last time I did it without getting oil pressure through the engine first. Yeah, awful. Other than the slight belt squeak, which is weird because I thought they replaced the belt. But other than that, that's what it should sound like. Cool. Also, with our engine up to operating temperature, you can see that our coolant level has gone down a little bit, so we need to fill that up. Boom. Are we done? No. The fun continues. Next up, rotate the tires, bleed the brakes. Here's a fun tip that I didn't know. Did you know that every car actually has proper jacking points on the front and rear subframes so that you can lift up the front and rear properly instead of lifting it up at each corner on these little pinch weld points and bending the tabs over and twisting the chassis every time? Yeah, I totally knew that the whole time. I totally did not, totally didn't fucking lift up my car at the corner for years. Little tiny movements at a time. This is really good. I like this. Sure. NASCAR. Here's a fun fact. Because I drive the speed limit and according to the law, here is the amount of tread on the rear tires, and then here's the amount of tread that's left on the front tires after about 20,000 miles of my driving. Also, if you haven't noticed, these are directional tread, which means we can't do that X pattern thing. We just simply swap front to the rear and the rear to the front and keeping the sides the same. Okay. Which is really pointless that I'm putting the tires back on because I'm gonna have to bleed the brakes. Well, turns out I woke up at 4:30 a.m. this morning. That's because I went to bed at 8:30 p.m. last night. I'm eager to keep the feet moving, as Derek says. I think today we are going to paint our ugly steel wheels and make them halfway presentable for our trip to Austin, Texas. We can't be rolling to the Lone Star State with rusty steel wheels. I've already had a coffee. I've also bought 2 energy drinks so I can stay fucking loaded. I've already been to Rural King, picked up more brake clean because you can never have enough of that. Then I bought 3 cans of protective gloss enamel, just basic ass protective gloss enamel, free 25% more, 15 ounce at the 12 ounce price. Thank you. So that will be our gloss black top coat. And then we need primer, of course, because I want to do this right. Yeah, little did I know. Primer is going to be the least of my concerns. I'm going to put that there. All right, let's keep this caffeine high going and get these wheels off the car so we can prep them for paint. Fucking wire shelves. Immediately broke when I went to use it. That's great. That's good. Editing Bella here. Turns out this part was fucking boring, so we're gonna speed run this shit. Are you ready? First I washed the wheels, then I had to take care of the stupid rust. I initially tried sandpaper, but I quickly realized it was gonna be there all day. Then I tried this stupid drill attachment, which sucked. Then I bought these. We're gonna try that. It worked. I then had to sand down the wheels to prep them for paint, but all the caked on brake dust was filling and jamming my sandpaper, so I tried whatever the hell this is. It removed some of it. Sanding was a bit easier. I knocked everything down to 400 grit. I also tried removing the rust from the wheel hubs, but it felt futile. Then I washed off the wheels again and dried them before they could flash rust. The next day, I set up a Dexter-ass paint booth in my second storage unit. Spent way too long trying to precisely mask off the wheels. Then did a final wipe down with rubbing alcohol. And here's where I started fucking up. Humidity is 90%, but it's Florida. So you know what? We're gonna send it. Yes, it was humid as fuck, so I'm sure that didn't help. I was way too timid with spraying the primer too far away, so I got a stupid sandy texture. Nor was there any airflow in my Dexter-ass murder booth, so I probably fucked up there too. No, I wasn't wearing a mask, and yes, my boogers were black for the next 3 days. Oh! You're welcome. I only gave it 10 minutes to dry in between coats and 90% Florida humidity. I sprayed about 3 coats, only waiting 10 to 15 minutes in between, and somehow it actually looked good for the moment. The next day, I came back and the somewhat dried paint now had a bit of texture in it. Could I be happy that my shitty steel Camry wheels were at least black and rust-free? No! I decided to lay down more thick coats, and now look! Apparently when you put down lots of thick coats of oil-based enamel on top of each other without giving it plenty of time to dry, the solvents or chemicals or fucking something, whatever the fuck fucks up, and now my shit looks like I eat ass. This is fucking nightmare. Ugh, fucking rock chips. The mistake I made last time when I did these out in Los Angeles 2 years ago. I did not put a UV protectant thing on them. No, I left them raw. And now we're back to this. Plus 20,000 more miles of rock chips. So I'm gonna put on Matt Armstrong because I need a fucking mood boost and I'm gonna get to work on this shit.
What am I gonna do with that one? That's the wrong side.
Again, I don't want to make this any more boring than it probably already is. I just wet sanded, worked my way up through the grits, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. All you're doing, you're just removing the top UV damaged layer of plastic to get the nice clear plastic underneath. All the while, Matt Armstrong kept me company, and what do you know it? It was time to polish. All right, it is now time for the polishing. So with any luck, this will bring a nice, clean, bright luster back to my headlight. So I started with whatever was in that headlight polishing kit from Meguiar's. It's that fuzzy yellow thing and some of that plastic compound polish, whatever stuff. It kind of worked, but it left way too much of a haze to be satisfied with. So I moved on to some Harvard Fart brand compound and polishing pads. I used the compound pad with some Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and it got it a lot better.
Oh, that's looking better already.
Ooh, we're getting close. We're getting close. Then I finished off finally with the polishing pad and Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. And other than some very slight scratches, probably because I started with way too heavy of a grit wet sanding, overall, it turned out pretty damn good. Clear enough for the, what's the phrase, girls I go out with? I don't go out with anybody. I get no bitches. But regardless of my lack of bitches, that
Looks pretty clear to me.
all right, final actual step. Headlight protectant. Literally just wipe on, wipe off. Wax on, wax off. Oh, that's a lot.
Lots of splooge.
Yeah, boy. Damn, son. Far from perfect, but way fucking better than what it was. I needed that win. After the steel wheel disaster, I needed this win. Hell yeah. Ooh, nice. Camera is not doing it justice. That looks like a proper headlight. That looks like a proper clean headlight. Oh my God, yes. I mean, even compared to, look at the, you kind of see the haze on the other one that we haven't touched yet. And that one's far better than this one that we started with. Oh my God, yeah, that's perfect right there. That shows you. Fuck yes, dude. Proper, clear, clean headlights. Okay, it is the next day. I've done nothing all day. It's already 11:30 p.m. See, this is actually split. When I tried to torque this bolt, I split this plastic. So I'm thinking if I can get this bolt to come out, then I can just super glue this crack back together, and hopefully we will have a proper bolt hole and everything will be good in the world again. That's the theory anyway. Could I have picked a worse fucking camera angle? No good fucking angle for this fucking thing. Got no tripod, I ain't got shit. I'm gonna get back to you when I get it out, because I will get it out. All right, we have an update. The bolt is not out. Here's our problem. Underneath here, see the little captive silver ring? Brilliant fucking design. Put a captive metal ring in a fucking shitty plastic fucking mount here. Now that the mount is broken, it's no longer the little metal ring nut fucking thing, whatever the fuck it is no longer captive. So whenever I try to loosen the bolt, the whole fucking thing spins. All right, this thing has pissed me off enough. I'm gonna try breaking this part here that's already broken. Just fucking break it off. Fuck you. Can't see worth a fuck. Let's put a captive fucking nut down inside some bullshit that breaks off. Your shit sucks. Okay, I'm gonna super glue this shit back together. These will form the majority of the structure that we need again. There's plenty of material left where I can rebuild this just with some fucking super glue, and we'll put our pieces back together. And the torque speculation, of course I've learned afterwards, is only 7 Newton meters. So we'll torque it to 7. Okay, well, here's the completed repair. There's what it should look like, and here's my half-ass repair. We'll do 7 Newton meters on that one, and then we'll do hand tight on this one. There, cool. Here's 7 Newton meters. Do we try it on our super glued fucking thing? Fuck! Alright. It is now 1:13 in the fucking morning. My fingers are completely covered in fucking super glue. Shit got out of hand. This is now the ugly fucking dog shit pile we're fucking left with. So now we have this goddamn abomination. I'm just gonna leave the fucking everything just as it is overnight. We'll let this set so we can come back to it tomorrow. And we also then have to fix the fucking 2 wheels that we fucked up. There's a theme growing here. A growing theme. Can anybody... Are we noticing a theme? I was awoken by the sound of a bellowing VQ roaring amidst the southwest Florida suburbia at 8 in the morning. So I'm up, and it's a good goddamn thing because we have some work to do today. Namely, fixing my own fucking mistake. Oh my God, please don't fucking break. Done. Repaired. I am disgusting.
I am a fucking pig that needs to grow the fuck up, but I will never, because my maturity stopped at 12 years fucking old.
Ooh, it is dry to the touch. See, if I had just fucking waited until today, I probably could have then touched these up. The two that I probably could have, if I'd waited until today and the paint was nice and hard like it is on these, I probably could have fucking, oh no. How am I gonna explain that to the landlord? I won't. Shit, bro, these are looking, oh, the ones I didn't fuck up look good. Oh, it looks intentional and looks like a fucking steel wheel. Who would have imagined? Hot damn. It's almost like I almost had it and then I fucked it up. What the fuck is this shit? They're still not cured. How fucking long does this fucking paint need? They're still not even cured. I'm just getting rubber. That's why I can't get it to sand flat, because it just keeps like rubbing itself. 2 days, my ass. I thought this was gonna take 2 fucking days. My fucking ass. I gave up. Fuck it. Okay, final fucking thing. So, we gotta bleed the brakes. Normally you would do, boop, 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 boop. So you have 2 main lines coming from your master cylinder over to here, and then from here it goes out to all 4 wheels. So because of that additional component here, that affects the length of our lines, of course. So I think we're actually gonna do driver's rear, then passenger rear, then driver front, then passenger front. Again, in the spirit of giving up, I decided to quit wasting my dad's time, having him sit there and manually pump the brake pedals. I wasn't getting really any bubbles coming out of the bleeder nipples anyway, like I thought I would. The brake fluid wasn't that bad looking, so I decided to send my dad home, order a motive pressure bleeder for the future to do a proper full flush. I decided to go out for a quick little test drive to see how the brakes felt with a little bit of the fluid bled. Alright, brake test. The whole reason I'm farting around trying to bleed the brakes, I'm not happy with the pedal feel. It basically goes about halfway down before I get any real braking performance. This is all dead travel. From here, then it starts biting. Look at that. I like a brake pedal where it bites right at the top and then loads up progressively from there. I think a lot of it is just like the caliper slide pins. I don't really know the last time that they were serviced. Can't find anything in the service history records about when they were actually properly lubricated and serviced. Inspected calipers and brake lines. What does that mean? Yup, still here. Stick it back on the car. Like, what does that mean? So I think I just need to put new pads, new rotors, properly take apart the calipers, lube the slide pins, blah, blah, blah. Do a full 4-corner brake refresh. And I think a lot of that just old system slack is sitting around in there and causing that sloppy pedal feel. So that's what we'll that's one of the things that we'll tackle in the next video. So there you go. I have to admit, I feel a bit blue-balled. The wheels didn't quite turn out how I wanted. We didn't get the brake system completely bled. That being said, we do have fresh oil on her. We have the proper Toyota Super Long Life coolant. The brakes do feel good. I'm just disappointed we didn't get everything flushed through. But fixing the wheels, properly, fully flushing the brake system, and whatever other fiddly little bits that we have to do on our long-suffering daily, we will have to tackle in the next video. Ooh, I said next video, and I will see you soon for more glorious maintenance on the Camry, the Fleetwood, and now the E38. Oh, so many shit boxes, so little time.